Hello, my name is Chad Brumbaugh, and I'll be doing a presentation on the second largest economy in the world, China, and how recently it has been slowing, and how these changes are going to affect the United States as the devaluation of the yuan that the central bank has recently done, and the fluctuations in the stock markets that have come from it. China's central bank maintains a tight control on their currency, and recently they devalued the yuan by nearly 2%. And why would they do this? Well, internally they have concerns about their debt load inside the country. They've been experiencing deflation for the last few years, and recently Chinese exports have been decreasing. The exchange rate for the yuan to dollar has been a growth curve for nearly 10 years. And we couple this with nearly 10 years of growth that exceed 8%, and worldwide there's been a lot of confidence in the Chinese economy, and experts and economists have relied on it. But there are some concerns. GDP growth has lagged for nearly 5 years, and although we've had above 8% growth over the last 10 years, it has been declining over the last 5. And we couple this with a rise in the debt, and we see a familiar story to Japan and US economies. Another reason that they've done this is they're trying to ease concerns about deflation. Prices for raw materials have been dropping, but the deflation that is happening inside the country has been driving prices down. The prices dropping in raw materials have allowed them to continue to make profit. This is a big concern for the internal government. And another reason they've done it is they've intended to spur growth in their exports. Exports have been tumbling over the last year. They've had an 8.3% drop in July, when there was only forecast for a 1% drop, and their trade surplus of 43 billion instead of a 53 billion as forecasted. So really, should America be worried? China is the second largest economy of the world and the largest exporter in the world. Can the Chinese government keep control of their economy? Yes, no, or maybe. So first, America should be worried. Nearly 40% of the revenue generated by Fortune 500 companies comes from overseas. Chinese economic woes will affect economies in Europe and Asia, which will drive impact in the United States. Plus, small multinational companies looking for new growth are going to be hit even harder. America also should be worried because the rest of the world loves U.S. exports. By devaluing the yuan, Chinese goods are less expensive and American goods are more expensive. The iPhone and iPad go up when they want to buy them. And the internal consumption in China will drive people to buy products there. Plus, the lower consumption in China, commodity prices are tumbling because of it. And as these prices decline, investors are worried that demand will decrease. And this decrease could further decouple prices and demand. Another reason why America should not be worried is that U.S. exports only account for 13% of the total GDP for the United States. The U.S. consumption insulates us. Lower commodity prices often drive demand for higher goods. Maybe it's time to buy a new TV. More reasons why America should not be worried. The recent uncertainty is likely to keep interest rates low. As you see in this chart, interest rates have been low since 2009, as the U.S. Federal Reserve has a very active monetary policy. America should also not be worried because China's economy is still growing. Even at 6 to 8%, that's still a pretty healthy clip. The Chinese government has numerous options on its plate to be able to drive fiscal stimulus. They want to protect jobs and they can control inflation. China is a creditor, not a debtor around the world, and they have reserves in the trillions. Chinese and U.S. stock markets have been on a roller coaster lately, and there's concerns about debt and deflation. But China has taken actions to stabilize their economy, and most experts and economists feel like this is going to work. Additionally, we should worry because these changes could affect U.S. exports, jobs, and possibly stunt economic growth. But ultimately, I don't feel like we should worry because most of the U.S. GDP is driven internally. 2/3 of the economy is driven by U.S. consumption, and commodity price reduction will stimulate growth in the United States. Thank you for watching.